welcome back to my channel. So if you guys are new here, my name is Nadia, and today's video is going to be how I meal plan. So I got this request as to how I meal plan as a mom of 5. So that is exactly what I'm going through. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer. Most of the time I do meal plan, but I'm kind of flipped, half and half. So basically, some weeks I go with the flow, with some principles still applied, but other times I plan in advance. I sit down Sunday night or whatever and plan the whole week from like lunches, dinners, and breakfast basically. And then other days I just go by my staples. Most of the days I would say for breakfast and lunch I just go off with no meal plan or anything like that. We just basically have our staples, which is for breakfast we usually have like eggs with some sort of other protein or with some sort of fruit, and then lunch we'll either have some leftovers or I'll think of something basically on the spot. So with dinners I have to be more intentional though, and right now we are kind of doing, we have a twofold thing that we're doing. So we're doing the pantry challenge from Three Rivers Homestead, and then the second thing we're doing is we're actually avoiding grains and gluten to the best of our ability. So my pantry challenge last year looked a lot different than it does this year because I used a bunch of rice and buckwheat and quinoa and pasta and stuff like that. So this time I have a lot more meats, vegetables, and our canned goods. So we are gonna move into the garage, is kind of where I do all my mental planning. I actually I take my journal with me, which of course has scribbles because I have kids, and we kind of just write down all our thoughts process as I'm going through the pantry. So I'm gonna write down if I basically took out any meat that is already out that needs to be used up today. I will jot down if I have any freezer meals in the fridge. I like to keep at least a few freezer meals, or at least a couple honestly, that I can easily use up. So if I do not have any freezer meals, which I think I just used my last one this past week, I will meal plan according to that. So I will make something throughout the week that can be easily frozen and double it. So we'll have dinner for that night and then freeze it to have dinner for another night. And then I'll also check if I have any like frozen stuff that I need to make, like biscuits or English muffins or pizza dough kind of situation. And then I will try to go through my pantry, my canned pantry first, because that is what I'm trying to use up the most. So in this season, I'm talking about in the dead smack of winter, I am trying to use up our canned goods. So that will involve me looking through my canned goods, then moving to my freezer section, seeing which meats would pair with that certain dish, and then moving to like the vegetable, either vegetables in the freezer or vegetables that are fresh in the fridge. And then that's kind of how I write those things down, and I'll just literally write, I have salsa, for example, that I want to use up, right? And then I have a few cookbooks that I really enjoy, and I'm going to show you guys towards the end of this video, that I kind of just skim through and see if there's anything that's just feeling really yummy this week. And that's kind of how I will meal plan. Some weeks I have literally, I'll just go the night before, choose some meat, take it out, put it to defrost, and then figure out something that following day, or look through a cookbook that day and figure it out. So I have, it depends which week it is, but for the most part I still go into my pantry every single time. I still try to look at our canned goods, our meats, and our vegetables, and our freezer meals, and kind of plan around that. So I'm going to take you into the garage. I am going to probably go put on my coat because it is, we have our first winter storm right now, and it's like 25 degrees outside. So we're gonna put on a coat and go into the garage. This is very hard to get in this angle, but we're gonna make it work. So I got these built-ins that my husband has built me a while ago, but I'm gonna basically see, there's a lot of cans that I gotta move down below because when you're in a hurry, you just kind of put it and forget about it. So I'm gonna do that. Let's see. Okay, so this is a good thing that I noticed. I have one can of beans left that I canned. So, okay, so I got my handy notebook and I'm gonna write can more beans. And this is the time that I really like to can things like beans and corn because like during the summer you're doing a bunch of other stuff and you don't really want to do that. So I'm gonna keep moving these. Okay. And then if you're short like me, this is going to be your whole entire workout. So for the most part, all the seals should be good, but oftentimes you will, get a few surprises here and there. So we got a bunch of stuff still. That's good. We have some of this eggplant stuff that I can most likely use since we're doing kind of a vegetable-based diet. So let me write that down. All right, so I'm gonna talk over the rest of the video, and I hope you guys got a little bit of a glimpse into kind of how my brain works. So basically, I always start off in my pantry. I look at all the things I have. Now, this might be different if you don't keep extra stuff like I do. I basically have my own grocery store in the garage, and that is intentional and very planned. And I like to stock things that we only use. So I don't have a bunch of extra like apocalyptic storage, which I'm not saying that's bad, but I mostly just store the foods that we use on a daily basis. And I like to have extra of it so that I don't have to run at the first opportunity of not having something out in the house and run to the store. I usually have a backup in the fridge in the garage or in the pantry in the garage. So the freezer right here is mostly all that I had was like that you guys saw was mostly all my vegetables and um, butter. So this is a great time where I also check if I am lacking in something. And I usually write that as my grocery list. So from there on, after I check kind of the pantry and write the things that I have, and maybe an idea sparks during that process, I go inside the house and kind of write the first list of what I can just come up right off the top of my head. And then I start looking through my cookbooks. Now, I will either look through my cookbooks. I always try to do the old fashioned way and look through my cookbooks. And then if I can't find anything that is pleasing to the eye or is just not feeling yummy for me that week, I will go to Pinterest and YouTube, and there's no problem with that. I'm just, I really like the tradition of kind of flipping through a cookbook with a cup of coffee in your hand. It's just, romanticizing your life, sort of. But so that's basically my whole process. And then from there on, I look through the recipes and see if I need any ingredients that I don't already have. And it's usually a lot of the times the ingredients are like parsley or dill that I would like to use fresh. I have those in dry form, but oftentimes for certain recipes, you really want to do them fresh. So most of the time, I will need to go to like Safeway or Kroger that's very near to us and just get that because you can't really buy herbs at like Whole Food sales. Like, I mean, what am I trying to say? At a store like Costco, at least my Costco doesn't sell herbs. They just sell more of like vegetables and, tomatoes and fruits and stuff like that. So that is my whole process. I hope you guys enjoyed this very simple video. I just wanted to kind of give a glimpse into how my brain works with meal planning and how I meal plan for our big family of 7. And I do cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So it is a lot of cooking. And the more prepared I am, the easier it is. But I would also recommend to just kind of be loose with it. Don't beat yourself up if you don't have a meal plan that day. Learn to be creative. That's what has helped me over the years. I used to get stressed out if I did not have a meal plan. And then I would, over time, have just favorite go to recipes, like, for example, chicken fajitas, broccoli cheddar soup, chicken soup. So things like that that my family enjoys, or lasagna that I already know the recipe off the top of my head. And I constantly have ingredients on hand. Well, except, the ricotta cheese, which is, like I said, a couple minutes away. Um, but so having recipes in mind that you already know that you can easily rotate throughout the month is a very helpful thing. So I will see you guys in the next video. And if you are new, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a like. And see you later. Bye bye.